Ed eccoci pronti a partire con il nostro viaggio. Siamo già in selle, proprio questa è l'occasione per utilizzare e sfruttare al massimo questa espressione. Perché? Perché quest'oggi parliamo di motociclismo della massima categoria, ovvero la MotoGP. E da Misano Adriatico il nostro viaggio comincia all'insegna del numero 11. Il numero 11 ovviamente è stampato sulla sella, sulla tuta, ma secondo noi fra pochissimo, veramente pochissimo, sarà il numero 1. Di chi stiamo parlando? Ovviamente di Ben Spies. A voi! So Ben Spies, elbows for friends and fans. Any other nicknames?
No, that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't have any nicknames, but just from riding the motorcycle with my elbows out, you know, I've had the nickname elbows for a long time, but maybe a couple of nicknames that aren't so pleasant, but those are close friends. So yeah, not so many.
Which are the reason behind your driving position and your elbows?
You know, back in I think it was 2003, I rode a motorcycle that didn't handle so well.
And,
yeah. And it was just 1 year that maybe the setup or something wasn't so good, and I always rode with my elbows out because I was afraid of crashing.
Do you think you can still grow, and if so, where?
I think everybody can always, you know, be better at what they're doing. You know, maybe not big changes, maybe not in braking or things like that, but I think overall as a rider, learning through bike setup, riding the bike faster, I think there's always room for small improvements.
Okay. I've heard you have a method to learn tracks, something that has got to do with animals. Can you tell us something about it?
No, that was a joke that Yamaha, we came up with a YouTube clip that was just funny because for some reason I'm able to learn tracks faster than normal.
Yeah.
So they made it up like I pretended that tracks looked like animals, but it's not true.
Okay, which are the main differences between a superbike and MotoGP, and what about the environment of both?
You know, the differences between the bikes are quite large. They're so different that it's hard to say one thing. Everything on the bike is just completely different. The way you ride them, the way you set them up, the way they feel, the tires, the chassis, everything. And I would say the environment is different too. The World Superbike is a little bit more laid back, a bit more relaxed, and the MotoGP is more aggressive, more professional, more money. You know, it's the pinnacle of racing.
Yeah, which one do you like most?
It's hard to say which one because, you know, I'm starting to really like the MotoGP paddock, but also have a lot of friends in World Superbike paddock, and the way it's laid back is a very comfortable environment. So I can't say which one is better. They're just very different.
I think it must be difficult to give up the reflexes of superbike, especially when braking. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's different because the riding styles are different, and the superbikes you brake a lot more and have less corner speed. So it's very different, but I think we're adapting, you know, slowly but well to the MotoGP bike. The team is you know, huge. It's the support crew that you have around you is why successful people are successful. So it's important. You know, I wouldn't have. Maybe you win some championships or some races without, you know, the support crew, but to have a career, being a successful career, you have to have, you know, good people around you, and I think, you know, I've surrounded myself with good people that care, and that makes a difference. You know, it shows. There's good days and bad days. When there's bad days, the fights are almost more than normal because you have a close relationship with them, but it also, you're able to throw away the bad days a lot quicker than normal, and you don't hold a grudge near as long. So I think it's very important.
Before going on talking about your future, the best teammate so far and the worst?
I'd have to say the best teammate probably is Colin. He's been a great teammate. He was a hero of mine. I looked up to him for a long time, and we get along very good. We're both Texans. It's great. The worst teammate for sure was, you know, when I was back in America, Matt Mladen. He was my worst teammate, but we also learned a lot from each other and pushed each other very hard, but we didn't get along at all.
And the one you would most like, given the choice?
Maybe Troy Bayliss.
An adjective to define Valentino Rossi, Jorge Lorenzo, Dani Pedrosa, Colin Edwards and Casey Stoner. Valentino Rossi.
I would have to say the greatest. I mean,
Jorge Lorenzo.
Carefree.
Daniel Pedrosa.
For Danny, I would have to say quiet.
Colin Edwards, Texan.
Outgoing.
And what about Casey Stoner?
Just talented.
Has happened in Silverstone when you are all in similar condition of track knowledge, you do really well. Does it mean you have an extra gear?
No, I just think it's more, all the tracks that we've been to that I've been to previously, or when we go to Silverstone, nobody knew the track, I've definitely done better. So it gives me confidence for next year when I know all the tracks when we go back. So, no, I look forward to next year and I think it should be good.
And your expectation for next year's season?
Next year in the season, for me, I think would have to be top 5 in the championship and to win a couple races.
Talking about your best results so far, a few days before this interview, the Playboy interview, you made a spectacular second place. Maybe thinking about Playboy bunnies gave you some extra power.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the American fans. I was in front of the American in Indianapolis and had a lot of friends and family, and the race worked out perfect. It was a good weekend. We had pole position and finished second in the race, and it was good to be cheered on by the home fans.
The victory or result you like most in your career and why?
I would have to say when I win the World Championship in Portugal last year in World Superbike.
Given the choice, where would you like to win your first race in MotoGP and why?
It would have to be Laguna Seca in front of the American crowd. But here at Misano this weekend, it wouldn't be too bad.
Your favorite track?
Would probably have to be Phillip Island. I definitely like rock music. 3 Days Grace, bands like that.
Any special ritual before the start of a race?
Not really. I always get on the bike from the left-hand side and put my left glove on first, but no, nothing too much.
In a positive way, you and your mom somehow resemble Bonnie and Clyde, always together with a precise goal.
Yeah, I mean, my mother's given up, her whole life to make sure my motorcycle career succeeded, and if it wouldn't have been for her, I wouldn't be here. So it's, she's played the biggest role out of anybody to get me where I'm at.
Who was your idol when you began racing, and who is your hero in everyday life?
My hero in everyday life would probably have to be my family and my grandpa, and my hero in racing was Kevin Schwantz. No, I think I'm nice, but also I'm more quiet. I don't have to be so loud and attract so much attention.
Your marital status?
Single.
Single and?
Single.
What about Italian girls? I know that you have been living also in Italy. No Italian girlfriend?
No, nothing major yet. A little bit of dating and things like that, but
nothing serious.
No.
They say that bikers are full of girls. Is it true?
I'm definitely a little bit different. I do like girls, but also not a different girl every weekend.
Have you got more tattoos or scars on you? Which left the greatest marks?
I would have to probably say more tattoos than scars.
Is there a sentence which you are particularly cherish?
The one on top of my shoulder says "to high places by narrow roads," and it means a combination of Christianity and also motorcycle racing.
How many lies did you tell me in this interview?
Lies?
Yeah.
No lies.
The last things you want me to ask you?
You could probably tell me that you have a few good-looking girls coming Sunday that are nice girls.
Settembre 2010, da Misano Adriatico, Ben Spies, Playboy.